lock pool there.
Yeah, Tundra's extremely great hero to have. The first pick team being Legion. They also go ahead and lock the Behemoth. So I feel like they were trying to go for some kind of trolly strat with a Moon Queen, but then I almost said INFS, but Impunity went ahead and with a Luna and Bubble. So they went, all right, so it's not going to be one of those troll games. We're going to have to lock some good heroes.
Yeah.
And then finally the lock comes out. The final lock comes out from Impunity with Slither. Now the banning phase has begun with an Electrician.
Yeah, Electrician to start, Jerizaiah right after, go figure. To follow it up there by Ninja Boogie. And on that note, actually, wow, I'm just realizing that I believe Lady Ricardo was the captain last game, if I'm not mistaken. I could have sworn Ninja Boogie was not the captain last game, but this time around, he is actually the captain, unless I'm mistaken on that, but I don't believe Ninja Boogie was captain, so...
Yeah, it was Lady Ricardo in the blue spot last time.
So switching that up here. I wonder if that's maybe just their style, how it's more of a team effort rather than so doesn't really matter who's in that captain spot, or if it's just a change of heart there, change of mind when it comes down to that. So is that something you would ever do? Yeah, I know yourself. Obviously, you were quite the drafter, and BK definitely stepped up from time to time. Would you actually switch in the middle of a series?
Not in an actual tournament. Maybe scrims and whatnot, what have you. Or if we would decided like for this series you draft or this one you draft, but I wouldn't switch it up in the middle of a series.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even really matter because majority of the time teams are always communicating with each other, and it's usually more of a joint effort than not. Mm-hmm. Now I know some teams where it's almost at the point of a dictatorship. Like I know, for instance, Fnatic. It's pretty much Fly just this is what we're picking, and really no one else has that much say. Now, that's kind of speculation. I've heard them sometimes in Skype and matches and whatnot. Maybe they've switched it up. The roster has changed a bit, so I think that has an impact on how the draft is taking place. But yeah, most of the time it doesn't make that big of a deal who's in that position because it's a team effort.
Yeah. All right, so Ninja Boogie on that note, the final ban coming up right here. So we mentioned Electrician, Jerizaiah, Parasite, and Nymphora. Obviously, Nymphora, big impact last game. Then Ophelia as the final ban for FiT. So waiting on the final one over here from Impunity. And then the selection stage may begin. So again, both teams coming into this matchup 2-0 record here from Group B, actually. This is a rescheduled match taking place today, but the winning team, they'll be tied on top of the Group B standings with Complexity with a 3-0 record, where the losing team, they'll fall to 2-1 and be tied with Team It's Gosu, again, as they just picked up actually that DreamHoN team. With Sender, Kizio, and whatnot. So, Wild Soul, the final ban by Impunity, actually. So, giving some respect there to ProBusk. I believe it was playing Wild Soul last game. Look at that snap pick. They didn't even use a second right there. Right away, they go with Tempest. They knew who they were going with the whole time, it seemed like.
I actually was thinking that quite for some time there, even before that Wild Soul ban. I was like, I think Tempest is going to get picked up this game. There's pretty much every jungler is banned except for maybe Legionnaire. And then finally Tempest was actually picked. You got Keeper of the Forest, Parasite. Where's the other one? Ophelia.
Yeah.
So a lot of when a lot of junglers are banned like that, especially with Tempest on the board, it just makes him that much more strong, I feel like. Mm-hmm. So very great pickup. Like I said, I thought he would be picked up. I actually thought FiT might pick something else up, and that Ninja Boogie would take him, but went the other way. So now a Hag being picked up by Ninja Boogie. And actually only 8 seconds left on his remaining time, and then they go with the Glacius. So this is kind of, I think those are the exact two picks. No. FiT went Nymphora Hag, I believe it was. Yeah, okay.
They first picked Polywog themselves, so not exactly the same, but somewhat similar. So yeah, Retrodat Glacius to follow it up, but yeah, that Tempest first pick, as I'm sure both teams would have loved to have Tempest, but FiT say, nah, we're going to go ahead and take advantage of us being the Legion team. Go ahead and pick them up for ourselves. So now their next couple of picks coming up right here. Remember, obviously with Tundra being in the pool there, you would like to think that FiT would go with the first pick Tundra. But to say the least, we've definitely thought this several times before, and that hasn't actually worked out that way. So not to get too ahead of ourselves, but obviously a strong pick there with the Silhouette, and now their final one to come, actually. So
Andro.
I would think, unless they feel comfortable that they can get a Luna, yeah, they probably have to go with the true support here, and as you're saying, Andromeda. That would definitely fit that.
Yeah, I'm going to guess Andro. Right now, the Andro Silhouette combination is very strong because you give them that extra damage with the the Aura as well as the Aurora spell. And it's also a great tool to be like, okay, I have a Tempest. I don't want them to get Andro, but they do go with the Plague Rider. That was also in my mind as well. Kind of awkward if they do decide to lane Plague Rider with Silhouette in like a short lane, because you normally don't see that Plague Rider denying in a short lane just because it's kind of redundant, I guess, because the lane's already naturally pushed back a bit. But still a very strong overall hero.
Yeah. Yeah, now back to Impunity. Again, them thinking along the lines, if they first pick Tundra, then we could very likely get somebody like a Luna, and then, maybe, Behemoth actually being pretty powerful. So if they want to finish off with a carry here, something like the Dark Lady, I think could actually work. Oh, there you go. Forsaken Archer is going to be their carry of choice as far as being a ranged carry here. So to match up against the Silhouette over there. So now the question is, are we going to see that Tundra first picked here by FiT out of the lock pool? Again, we've been surprised many times before, especially in these group stages here at the DreamHoN Summer Championships, but we're not going to be too surprised this time around, as it sure enough is Tundra. But yeah, so wouldn't be surprised to see a Luna Behemoth as follow-ups here, or maybe something like a Luna Bubbles, actually. We'll see.
Yeah, actually either one could work. They have a lot of options. If they go a Luna Behemoth, that would mean a solo Glacius. Just kidding. No, that'd be like a solo a Luna actually, with a kind of pseudo tri-lane with the Glacius, FA, and Behemoth. But Slither, okay, interesting. I'm curious to see Slither. Last time we saw Slither was played, I believe, by Orange Esports, and it was with great success with a very, very early game team.
Now the banning phase has begun with an Electrician.
Yeah, Electrician.
And I might have lost Breaky here.
No, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, back. Sorry. We're just having a little bit of audio issues real quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that here. As there we go. Apparently, I think got some sound in the background, but it looks like we should be good to go now. So yeah, there we go with the Glacius Slither, as you mentioned. Then that gives the Luna over to FiT over there. So a strong finish, especially for better looking than you as well. So yeah, Slither to finish it off here for Impunity instead of the other options. Or wow, they went with Behemoth Slither. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I got a little bit distracted there. But yeah, so Behemoth Slither to finish it off. So they do pass up the Luna and Bubbles. As far as, and also Moon Queen. Shocker, shocker there. But not going to see any Moon Queen action. All right, so both teams going is, we'll start with the Legion side. I think, well, actually, how do you think the Legion team is going to lane here?
I think it's like cookie cutter, like perfect, easy lane. They're going to go a Luna Silhouette bottom with the Tempest in their jungle. Plague Rider solo top is a Suicide, and then a Tundra mid. That is just like a perfect lineup, honestly. And I'm actually a little surprised that, I mean, Slither can work in his own regard on the Hellborn side, but I would have honestly picked up a Luna just so that they can't have him and can't lane properly, because otherwise they would have a Slither Silhouette lane. Now that could work, but it's not nearly as strong as an Luna Silhouette. So you have a very, very strong team on FiT's lineup. But that's not to say that Hellborn team's lineup is not strong either. I think the Behemoth is going to play a great role in this game.
Yeah, I think Hellborn's side. I mean, FiT actually has a pretty strong team fight potential themselves, but I think Impunity, man. I mean, look at that team synergy over here on Impunity. Behemoth, Slither, Forsaken Archer, Glacius, and Wretched Hag all bring a lot to the table when it comes to being clumped up or fighting as a team. So I think that could be a strength here for Impunity if they find the opportunity, which of course for their sake, hopefully they do, but. At the other point, you made FiT, and when it comes to their lineup, and as far as the lanes go, especially, it's pretty obvious that more of the cookie cutter style, even, and it's very powerful. With that said, you expect Archie Tiger on Tempest here to go to the Legion jungle?
Yeah, I think that's the most optimal place for him to go. They have to kind of assume the worst, and which is the suit like a tri lane and a long lane from Impunity. And so if they assume that, there's really no business that Tempest should have in the Hellborn's jungle. He's going to need to have to support the Luna Silhouette lane down there, and he can, because Luna Silhouette is both range, they both have nukes, and so he doesn't have to really do that much. Just come in, make his presence known, maybe give off a stun or something, and then go back to the jungle and farm.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll probably most likely be in that Legion jungle. I really like the Impunity lineup. The only thing is they are lacking a little bit in the stun department. They do have one from Behemoth, as well as the Ice Imprisonment from Glacius. But and then the Volley is not a stun, it's an immobilization, but that's really it. So that's the only beef I have with this lineup, which is why I say Behemoth is so important to this lineup. And it's a great hero for this team.
Yeah, not only lineup, but the lane as well, as you were talking about. You know, very likely we could see a tri-lane here from Impunity, and especially if it's that long lane tri-lane with Behemoth, Forsaken, Glacius.
Yep.
That could be a deadly one. If Behemoth gets off that angled fissure stun, that's where it starts with. And, you know, depending on the hero, if it is Silhouette, obviously she does have that tree gap, but maybe help her get away and go over the fissure stun. But still, it all comes down to the angle of the fissure, and if Skrelt right here, I'm guessing, or I probably just horribly butchered that. But anyways, if Behemoth right here, if he can get that positioning and look to get a good fissure stun off, so that's going to be something to keep in mind. And we'll see if Impunity even decides to do that. Obviously, we're sitting in a pause here. They haven't really moved just yet. We're waiting on a Miss Error to get back on Glacius apparently, but once he does, we should be good to go here. But Slither's always a fun hero to see too. I actually like to see how he builds and everything. If he goes more of a tanky style, or more of even a semi-carry style, which finishes something like a Geometer's Bane and whatnot. But so at the same time, he's not the most bursty of heroes, of course, but man, that damage, that poison damage will add up between toxicity and the poison burst. That can be even for the poison spray on top of that, for that matter. That could be really, really annoying to deal with. So we'll see how that works for Impunity.
Yeah, the Slither versus the Plague Rider lane up there is going to be interesting. It's almost even in the sense that they're both very, very strong solo laners. I give a slight edge to Slither just because it's in his short lane, and if he does hit that spray, he can do a lot of damage to Plague. But Plague has that nuking power. He's going to hit levels faster than Slither because of that deny. So that lane should be very, very interesting to watch because it's both very even, but they're both very aggressive. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I own Plain Slither going up against Sequence, of course, on the Plague Rider. Again, both teams are 2-0 record here in this matchup. Oh, that was just funny. So Ninja Boogie rolls a 10 and a 1 through 10 roll, and then Pandy rolls a 1 and a 1 through 20 roll. Go figure. All right, it looks like we are resuming though. Here as the Good Luck Have Fun's come out once again. So these two teams well-mannered with one another. Look at what FiT's doing, actually, though. They are all 5 heading to the bottom lane. It looked like Plague Rider originally was going top, but they're going bottom. And look at Impunity, actually. They're all 5 heading bottom. Oh, man. We have an interesting possible start going to be coming up here between these two teams. This could be fun here between Impunity and FiT if they actually end up clashing. Obviously, you see the courier way up here. That is the Hellborn's courier. So if that'll give them somewhat of an advantage, at least spotting them, and I'm sure they kind of see them going on over. Oh, my God, they're all clumped up. Here we go. The courier! Oh, use the W. There we go. They are going to get on back with it and be fine for now. And actually, I think that was cue for FiT to realize maybe they're actually trying to come for us, so we're going to all spread out and fall back. So probably not going to see anything now, but man, that looked like we could have had an epic fight to start this game.
I know, I was crossing my fingers. I was like, oh, this is going to be the most epic pre-0 minute match we've ever seen. But, yeah, that would have been really, really great.
Doesn't that make you miss 0-minute runes?
A bit. But there's nothing worse than going up, 1v1 mid against a Soul Stealer who has a double damage rune. It's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Or really any hero for that matter. But, yeah, they actually are doing some interesting lanes for coming out from FiT. Not what I expected. The Plague Rider is going to be soloing bottom against what looks like it might be a tri-lane here. I'm not quite sure yet. But and then they're going to go ahead and do a Tundra mid. Luna still doesn't decide where she really wants to go in life. But no, they're going to re-switch it now. So now Luna. Yeah, I don't understand this at all. But
I give up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they assumed one thing with the courier being down there, but then when they saw Forsaken, they probably assumed the tri-lane was going to be bottom. And so I guess they figured maybe sending the Plague Rider down there made more sense, but then when they saw Forsaken Glacius middle, and they got them to switch it up again, perhaps? I mean, that's what I'm guessing, but I don't know. In the end, it's talk about weird lanes. I mean, Impunity, they're running a Slither Behemoth lane. That's not something that you'd really expect, and you've got to think the synergy doesn't seem like it makes the most sense, but they are going to be going up against a dual lane in a Luna Silhouette, of course, with Tempest, kind of the pseudo tri-lane even, with Tempest being in the jungle. So, I don't know, with the way these lanes are actually came about, do you see either side having an advantage over the other?
Well, FA Glacius is fantastic lane. It's very, very strong. They've already put a little bit of pressure on this Tundra. He's had to use quite a bit of regen. So good job by them by being very liberal with their spells, even though they're level 1. So that lane is awesome. But yeah, the bottom lane is kind of iffy. Behemoth Slither, it doesn't really synergize that well because the Behemoth Fisher is kind of awkward in trying to land a Slither spray. If you do get the block, it could be very, very successful. But I mean, you're working against an Luna silhouette. It's a dual range, probably one of the strongest dual range lanes in the game, and it's in the short lane, and you have the potential that Tempest could come gank. So
Yeah.
I don't really like this bottom lane so much. I think they should just have, like, right now, the lane's already so pushed up, I think Behemoth should just go gank mid. And just have Slither down here, soak up some free experience. And actually, Behemoth is roaming down here for the bottom rune, probably going to camp that. So maybe if they get a haste rune or something like that. Actually, always walking back and forth, and the rune spawns top. So hopefully Glacius goes up there and gets it. And actually is a haste rune, so maybe he can make something happen in this top lane.
Yeah, you mentioned Glacius is going to go pick it up, and sure enough, he's heading top. There are 0 wards up here, so Plague Rider needs to be a little bit careful. In fact, there's the aggressive play from Rich Dag. In comes Glacius now. Expected Ice Imprisonment. There we go. Tundra Blast to follow shortly, I'm sure. There's the Tundra Blast, but no, he's going to barely get away. The final lot of attacks. Yes, it is going to be enough. Ninja Boogie on Wretched Hag will pick up the Bloodlust kill. So good perseverance there, sticking in long enough by Impunity to pick up the Bloodlust kill. So you call the Trowel, picks up the haste rune, and sets up an easy gank at the top lane.
Yeah, and I was really happy to see that Ninja Bookie actually leveled up his Haunt. What you see a lot of players will do is they'll level up the Sonar Scream to have it level 2 by the time they're level 3, because that's pretty much the standard thing to do. But in a solo lane like that, I actually see a lot of players level up their Haunt to level 2 before actually leveling up their Sonar Scream. He hasn't picked his ability yet, so I'm curious to see what he does, but it's actually very, very strong. The difference from level 1 Haunt to level 2 is much better. I think it actually slows more, but it just feels like it does way more damage, and it's very, very strong in a 1v1 matchup. And Ninja Boogie doing a very good job actually there pulling there. It's going to deny a lot of experience there from Plague unless she can get the last hits, but no, it's very hard when the creep, the neutral camp is actually stacked, but she does nuke, gets one of the small creeps. So very, very well played here so far by Ninja Boogie.
Look at this side camp, though, being triple stacked, actually, by Plague Rider right there. The one right next to him. So he's going to definitely try to use that to his best of getting some pulling going on and keeping the lane pushed back. But yeah, Ninja Boogie doing a good job himself, obviously picking up that kill on top of the okay start. Speaking of that, I mean, he's 7-6 compared to 5-9. So, again, a battle of denies up here more so than actually creep kills. Not too shocking when you are dealing with a Plague Rider, but always funny to see. Nonetheless, bottom lane, we had the Fisher Stun that was attempted. It's not enough to block a Luna. Luna, though, in a little bit of trouble. The auto attack from Silhouette. The Poison Spray, it looked like, actually, it's going to be denied. Silhouette, though, will take the Poison Spray. You see Silhouette dropping quickly. Silhouette, though, in a lot of trouble. Now, Fisher Stun going to be up in 1 second. Doesn't have enough mana, actually. Just out of mana. In goes the auto attack. And Tundra Blast off from Glacius. Gets the kill. Health Potion onto Slither. Going back to nearly full life for at least 3/4. And Impunity off to a strong start here now, especially after that. In the middle lane now, we see Tundra diving on Forsaken Archer. Not going to be successful, but they're going to race to that bottom rune. It is a regen. Oh, they're both going for it, but Glacius is protecting it, and Glacius will pick it up. So good timing right there coming out from Glacius.
Gladly pick it up and then sends the health potion to Forsaken Archer's way, and she's going to march back into that mid lane. So really, really great roaming now by Miss Air. I mean, she's done so much. She's applied pressure early on in the mid lane, gone top, got a kill, gone bottom, got a kill, helped out this rune control mid. Very, very well played. That's exactly how to have to play Glacius in this kind of game.
Yeah, he has been a big factor early on here, obviously being 1-0-1, being involved in both of the kills so far, and a big part why they got the kill at the bottom lane of the Silhouette. And on that note, I mean, Johannes, fan, you see out here at the bottom lane, he is currently 16-5. Obviously, that death slowing him down. But the creep score is pretty solid, but yeah, the death definitely hurting him quite a bit. But of course, he is having a good time for the most part. Again, against a Slither Behemoth lane, you would kind of expect that, not necessarily the best counter to it by any means. At the top lane, we see more pressure being put up by Wretched Hag again, actually. The Haunt is still level 1, actually, so didn't level that up. But the level 3 Sonar Scream helping do a lot of burst and sequence on Plague Rider. If he can dive, yeah. Is he going to blink Sonar? Oh, he's going to go for it if he can see. I don't think... Man up, Ninja Boogie. Where's the Ninja Boogie I used to know? Where's the Captain Mike here?
Yeah.
He's not coming through.
Well, and Plague regen too much from that tree. If he did it just a second he had his blink up again, he could have killed. But he wants to play a little bit more conservatively. You know, they did lose game 1, so you know obviously they want to be a little bit more careful this game.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him, but I would have manned up.
Of course you would have, Trout. Of course. Bottom rune trying to be protected by a lot of heroes. It is going to spawn top though. So no action going to happen. Now there's a haste rune that's bottled up by Tundra, and he is level 6, so has that avalanche to use if he finds the right positioning to do so. If he can manage to jump on top of Forsaken Archer here, perhaps go for kill maybe with some support, but Forsaken Archer is sitting on top of the hill, looking pretty strong herself, and going to go towards the bottom lane, actually, is Tundra with the hasten active. Now, he was definitely spotted coming down here, so I guess it looked like there was a possible initiation, which is why he started heading down here. But it doesn't come through. Meanwhile, back to the top lane. There's Ninja Boogie, gets the kill onto Plague Rider, and he also hits level 7 on top, but that's still a level 5 Plague Rider, mind you. So Ninja Boogie doing work here at the top lane now.
Yeah, that gank from Glacius for the Bloodlust really helped. And actually, he almost got turned on there by the Plague. He turned around to get this nuke off, but the attack animation, or the animation of it, was just a little bit too slow. So that was very close, actually, for Ninja Boogie.
Yeah.
And actually, Ion there gets taken out there by Yellow and Panny. So sorry, I'm so sorry.
Ooh.
And then they try to pursue, but good Fisher stun.
He missed the death blow. If he hit that death blow to snipe, it actually would have been a kill, I believe. But
okay.
he just missed it on the Glacius, so Johannesson fan, unfortunately. Okay, I'm just going to keep rubbing that in. I know how to say it. He just finished his Steam Boots, by the way, so again, he's off to great. So yeah, that was a good counter kill on a Slither right there. It was an excellent Behemoth Fissure Block, but actually Glacius just wasn't able to help with enough damage off to the side, so Aluna survived. And then again, they got the turnaround, of course. Behemoth expect a Fissure Stun right here, maybe to kind of just push them back a little bit. And or even try to maybe catch Silhouette off to the side. No Poison Spray used by Slither, so just going to let it pound in a little bit of damage here, I guess. Before it falls out. Look at Silhouette. She knows that he's there. He's going to use the tree grapple. And Behemoth is like, wait, what? He's like, gotcha. But more of a tickle damage, really. Nothing much coming out of that. And back to farm they go. So Silhouette's farm, though, is continuing to look more and more impressive after that first death now.
Yeah, and Archie Tager playing this Tempest is really pressing this issue here in the bottom lane. Really want to get this tower. They're going to need some kind of assistance here. And I feel like for how long they've been down in this lane trying to push this tower, if they just get like another hero down here, even the Forsaken Archer doesn't really matter. Slither actually using his spray very liberally on creeps here. I don't know if I agree with that really, but hey, it's getting the job done. And actually they will fall back a little bit. So good efforts there, and actually Glacius coming behind this Plague Rider here up top. He is going to Ice Imprisonment as well as behind. The Plague Goo comes out. He's actually going to get the kill onto Miss Air there, so kind of a blunder there. And a power supply came out. Oh, but too much damage from the Haunt as it does get the kill on him. That was a very well-timed power supply, by the way. I did say the best time to use it is when you think they have a free kill, and he actually did walk away just a little bit, Ninja Boogie did. But too much damage from the Haunt coming out and you will die. Port's coming out bottom lane, but Bat Blast completely missed on everything. Probuff does get taken out, by the way, during the midst of all this, fired Lady Ricardo on the Forsaken Archer. So interesting plays in every single lane now.
Oh, that was some slow reaction there from Hag. It was like, now the Fissure Stone wasn't the greatest to start off. Unfortunately, Behemoth didn't get the greatest angle. He barely didn't trap in Silhouette, and obviously Aluna was more than fine. So I saw the idea that they had with Wretched Act porting in, but it just wasn't going to work. So I figured that he was just going to fall back and say screw it, but no, he still went up, and he launched a random Bat Blast after they had already fallen back and didn't even come close to hitting. So that was just one of those moments of, I think it's still 3 seconds earlier, but no, it's not actually. So they were already gone, and yeah, definitely a big mistake there. Big miss by Ninja Boogie, who otherwise has had a fantastic game, of course, being 3-0. You mentioned the middle kill happening, but wow. Yeah, Plague Rider there to easily deny the tower, and somehow the Hellborn gets credit for the tower kill. Ouch. Plague Rider sequence, man. He is not having a good time up here. And depending on what Glacius does, it could actually continue to get worse. But look at Wretched Egg alone actually just diving onto Plague Rider again and getting him to push back. So Plague Rider not having the best time. Oh yeah, Glacius is coming in now.
Around.
Here we go. Plague Rider's like, oh crap, here it comes. There's the Ice of Prism. He doesn't have a Plague Goo. In comes the Sonar Scream. And Wretched Egg picks up his 4th hero kill of the game now, farming 332 gold per minute.
Oh, not a good game at all for Sequence, and that's just installed you. I don't know if he came up there late and wasn't in range to get the tower denied, but either way, it looked like he was around the area and wasn't able to get it, so that's unfortunate. Silhouette there picks up a kill on Ion, so very good start or jump start for him for his farm. He's doing very well. Not quite up to that 300 gold per minute mark yet, but I'm sure once they get this tower kill bottom, it's going to be close. But other than that little, I should say big, actually, missed Bat Blast there in the bottom lane. Ninja Boogie having a very solid game. He's now 4-0-0. Top farmer, actually almost top farmer in the game. right behind Forsaken Archer just a little bit.
Yeah, again, obviously we're casting action at that bottom lane. What happened, but Forsaken Archer solo killed Tundra in the middle lane, and obviously that helped a big time with that. Now, bottom tower does go down in favor of FiT here. Of course, Tempest, Silhouette, and Aluna all pushing it with no resistance coming out from Impunity, so a free tower kill in their favor, and that is their first tower kill of the game. You see, of course, that now ties it. Excuse me, they're at 1 tower kill apiece. But yeah, Lady Ricardo here playing this Forsaken Archer for Impunity. He's off to a fantastic start. 2,000 gold saved up, actually. So we'll see what his first item choice is, whether it's a Firebrand, maybe a Blessed Orb, or maybe he'll go for a shortcut head route. Who knows? We'll see what Forsaken Archer does. As currently just on the Steam Boots and a... oh, I'm blanking on the name. Soul Scream Ring, of course. What the hell is Tundra doing, by the way? Tundra's all the way up. Was he trying to maybe catch somebody who was running back? And no.
I'm not sure.
Maybe he was trying to get Forsaken Archer, who he thought was falling back, and with his avalanche and everything, he thought he could have gotten a kill, but yeah, that was a little bit... he just ran all the way to the base, practically, and just ran all the way back to the middle. So, oh, a big possibility of a start to a fight here coming up. We see Behemoth taking some Glacial Blast from Tempest. The Power Throw on top of the double damage. Aluna, now the Death Load is missing right there, but in comes a charge from Tundra, but he is completely locked down. A great crippling volley will be canceled, though, but they get the kill. Bat Blast was even used right there. Maybe a little bit of overkill, you can argue, from a Wretched Hag, so, but still, they got the kill. Tundra for Behemoth. That's something that Impunity will take every day of the week.
I think that was definitely a necessary Bat Blast, actually. I think Tempest was trying to get in a position to get that black, or get the ultimate off, but it was kind of awkward. The Fisher was blocking him on the other side, and I feel like he actually could have maybe even clicked it in a certain position to where he could pull people over it. It's kind of an awkward position to click it, but I feel like he could have gotten it, but it would have only hit one hero. So, yeah, that was a very awkward position there for Tempest. Unfortunately, he couldn't do that, so... good pickup on the kill onto Behemoth, but I think it's more important that Wretched Hag here is having a good farm. He's 4-0-1. Forsaken Archer is 330 gold per minute, top farmer in the game. And Impunity is in a good spot right now. They are trailing just a little bit actually in the experience. Is 1K gold deficit, but they are leading slightly in gold. Actually, it's pretty much identical, so I can't even say that.
You mentioned Tempest being put by Archie Tiger here, and I'm actually, he obviously sees items. He's got a Ring of Sorcery and Ghost Marchers. What do you think of Ghost Marchers over, say, your Plated Greaves or Steam Boots?
Yeah, I don't know if I really agree with the Ghost Marchers. I think it's, I don't know. I get them sometimes on Tempest as well. It makes you just a little bit more mobile. But, against the Glacius, Glacius has such a long-range nuke that can slow you, as well as Behemoth, so I'd rather have that more tanky nature and get the Steam Boots. But, to each their own as far as the boots go. I think it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. All right, and at this rate, can likely believe that maybe that Portal Key going to be next in line, or something we haven't seen a lot too is something like an Astrolabe next time on pickup even before that Portal Key. So we'll see again how Archie Tiger decides to build here for FiT, aka Better Looking Than You. Deja Vu being used right there by Aluna. So skirt around a little bit, scout things out. While this is happening in the middle lane, Slither doing his solo thing at top, and he's kind of been recovering his own farm as he's actually passed the 200 gold per minute mark. So we see EIO here doing a pretty good job applying some pressure at the top tower. Of course, the middle tower going down in favor of FiT as this top tower is starting to trickle down in damage. But level 4 wards have been picked up by Slither as well. So you see some good amount of damage coming out from those. But bottom lane, actually, Forsaken Archer getting caught down here by the Glacial Blast. There's that Tempest ultimate. They want to guarantee this kill. And, well, they'll get the kill. Johannes fan there on the Silhouette. Picks it up. So well played right there from FiT. An excellent gank on their part as Glacius is charging in with those Striders. But he's not going to be able to catch anyone. Wretched Hag, though, may catch someone on the other hand. He tried to use a Bat Blast, it looked like, but it was canceled by the Glacial Blast. And now Tempest, great fissure block right there. Nowhere for Tempest to go. The Soda Scream going to be used, and Tempest will fall. Glacius trying to get away from Silhouette. Not going to happen, though. The Death Lotus on top of the Relentless Salvo, just a little bit too powerful. So he does fall. You see Wretched Hag, she still has the Bat Blast, but not going to look to use it as bottom lane. We also see that was Slither. Actually ends up getting picked off as he was kind of sticking around. So strong finish actually for FiT, and they're going to keep this push going to the bottom lane now.
Yeah, and I actually saw something there that I really like. Oh, the Tempest. The Ghost Marchers pickup actually played immediately into this game, and he was able to TP down there, and he would not have caught a Forsaken Archer when Silhouette was engaging on him had he not had those Ghost Marchers. Actually, a very, very good ultimate there coming out for Forsaken Archer. as well as the assistance. Now Ninja Boogie TPing in, gets the Sonar Scream last hit onto Probusk. The ultimate only hits one hero. Now a big Plague ultimate bouncing back and forth. Oh my god, Forsaken Archer almost run back and killed Glacius. That was very, very close. So they're not able to pursue any more kills, but wow, that would have been a really unfortunate sequence there for Glacius, because it almost looked like he was back in range for Forsaken Archer. But
yeah, but you mentioned just before that, though, I mean, Ninja Boogie, man, he is not having the most impressive bat blast here. That one was, he could have easily hit 2, if not all 3, but for some reason he completely went sideways with it and only hit Plague right as a result. So that could have been some kills, but it wasn't enough. Nice block here, and a Silhouette, by the way. Silhouette completely blocked off by the finish time, and Silhouette will fall. Excellent fight there. And a great catch coming out from Behemoth for Impunity. And they'll be glad with that kill and start falling back as they should. They're definitely out of mana for the most part, about half life on several heroes. So they fall back smartly and are going to get some regen. But yeah, great Fisher block there coming out from Behemoth.
Right, that was a very, very good Fisher block. And the only thing I question right now with this Impunity lineup is this Slither pickup. I don't really think it's affecting them positively at all right now at this point. And he actually did decide to level the wards completely. It's level 4 wards, only level 1 spray, level 2 toxicity. So that kind of takes away from his ganking potential. So he's going more the farm/push route. But he's not really farming or pushing anything. I mean, he did apply a little bit of pressure at the top lane, but look, it did very minimal damage to the defense tower, and no one really has that big of a concern to gank him because he's not farming that well. He's not even 200 gold per minute, and that was in a lane where he was supposed to get farmed with a Behemoth Slither lane. So I feel like if he was like in a Luna right here, if they decided to pick a Luna instead of Slither, they'd have a much easier time here. But Slither could play a role more in the late game. He's definitely much better in the late game than a Luna is, I feel like, in these team fights. Because this is a very team fight oriented team.
Yeah.
So maybe once we start seeing some more, when Slither hits this level 11, especially, we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see more effectiveness come out of him. But right now, not doing too much.
Yeah, no, I definitely see with where you're going. But as you pointed out at the very end, and as I talked about actually from the very beginning, is the team fight potential really on Impunity is ridiculous, and Slither just adds so much to that as on top of it. So I think maybe that could be the logic for Impunity. Maybe picking up the Slither over the possible, as you put it, a Luna or even that Bubbles pick there. So Silhouette going to be a big dive up here, as well as Tundra with the Avalanche. Forsaken Archer had no chance. A lot of ports are coming in, though, so they may be able to get some counter kills. Actually, Tundra going to go for the port out. Can they stun him in time? No, they cannot. Tundra's able to get out there successfully, and of course Silhouette already ported out with the Illusion. So excellent gank and run there coming out from FiT, and all those ports being used by Impunity. Don't really get much out of it other than protecting this top tower, so that is the good thing. But they need to be a little bit careful because look at FiT. They're looking to reset things. They do have Tempest and Plague are both here, both with ultimates. Now the Toxin Ward is actually going to spot them. That's definitely positive about having a hero like Slither, of course. So they know that they're here. It's just a matter, can they get the position to make something happen? You see kind of Silhouette flirting with death there a little bit. Going up, going to take a Poison Spray. Actually, be slowed a little bit, but the Tree Grapple going to make him be fine as he gets on out of there. Tempest does have that portal key. He actually just purchased it prior to this fight here, so if he can find that placement now, this could get ugly here for Impunity. I don't even think they noticed that he picked up the portal key yet, or maybe they did. Maybe they spotted him, but they need to worry about that now.
Yeah, definitely. That could be, they don't know. That's going to be a huge, what's the surprise factor for them, and he could easily. That's when we usually see those 5-man Tempest ultis, because oh my god, I didn't know he had a portal key, and bam, they all group up because they don't know any better. Not that they're bad players, they just don't know that he has a portal key, so they don't have to feel like they should, not group up or anything like that. So they might have an idea though now. It's been like 20 minutes. He didn't buy a new item for quite some time. He only was sitting on the Ghost Markers and the Ring of Sorcery, so maybe they have an idea, but yeah, that was a great kill. Now, like you said, that was a lot of resources used in all those TPs and not able to get a kill out of that. Right there is why you see Tundra as God tier, or valued as God tier. That Hawk just gives so much information. They were able to find the Forsaken Archer sitting in this tower with hardly no HP. He even tried to fog them, but you can't fog someone when you have the Hawk on you. So,
yeah.
Well played there by Probusk.
Yeah, Probusk again playing the Tundra, of course. Now, on that note, I mean, again, obviously Tundra hasn't been necessarily having the greatest game when it's come to farm himself. He's only 1-3-1 actually, and just now 210 gold per minute. I mean, his item's definitely showing with that as a result, but he does have 1,500 gold saved up, and likely to believe that Portal Key is going to be purchased on him next, so he'll be able to get some nice initiation, even better initiation now with that item. So once he gets that, and of course, again, as we talked about, Tempest having his Portal Key, And you got a Plague going in the midst of that, so it could, we talk about this team fight potential here on Impunity, it could be just as ugly to an extent here on FiT as well, better looking than you, so they need to be worrisome about that. But the game moves on here. We are now 21 minutes in. It's still a slight lead here for FiT, about a 1,700 gold lead, 1,400 experience lead. Nothing too major, though, that Impunity cannot overcome. And, you know, starting with this Forsaken Archer, she is getting very close now to finishing her Nullstone, actually. In fact, I believe should be able to pick it up now with the couple of creep kills she gets here. So, Nullstone pickup on Forsaken. Smart pickup.
Yeah, I think it's a good pickup. Now the thing is yes, it can be canceled by the cold shoulder, but we talked about things like this before, where it's like electrician. The shock there can cancel it out, but is it really that practical? It does make you use a little bit of time. Actually, the Bat Pass coming out, as well as the stun coming out from the Fisher block, I should say. He's trying to TP out. Oh, but he does not get away. The Illuna Snipe almost looked like it was from Impunity side, but that's not. And now at the same time, though, Glacius is getting engaged on. He freezes himself to try to mitigate some damage, but not enough if it's too much damage coming out from Silhouette as well as the Tempest. So.
Yeah, I love the aggressive play there from FiT. Obviously, they knew Behemoth and Wretched Hag were at that top lane getting that kill, so they knew that they had the numbers advantage up here, or down here, I should say, and they get a secondary tower out of it as well. So, honestly, a pretty good response coming out from FiT there. That's all said and done. A Portal Key now on Tundra. They're chasing this Forsaken Archer, but he's just going to be able to get away barely as the middle tower gets denied on top of that. So, but yeah, so just got finished talking about the Forsaken Archer. Nullstone, you know, he's bringing the sure they have a cold shoulder, but really, is it that practical that he's going to use it every time to nullify it in every single fight? You know, not really. So. Still could be a powerful pickup. Nullstone obviously already finished on Silhouette, and then even Wretched Hag, it looks like, is also going for a Nullstone. So, see 3 Nullstones possibly this game.
Yeah, and actually, if you go for double Nullstone like that, that means Plague Rider's really going to have to look and make sure that she's ulting some of the support. So if both Wretched Hag and Forsaken Archer have a Nullstone, that means she's going to have to look for the Glacius, who's probably going to be playing back a little bit. Behemoth, who's definitely going to be playing back, unless he gets the Portal Key, which he's going to rush in. And the Slither, Slither might be playing up just a little bit, but it just kind of limits your options a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, Tempest comes in on the Ancients. Behemoth and Glacius are caught. Now, Wretched Hag, very quick reaction on Ninja Boogie's part right there, as he was able to port out in time. Oh, that's the life of a caster. Anyways, he was able to port out in time just before the Tempest ultimate hit, of course, so at least he survives. But obviously the wards being here for the Legion side, they knew that they were doing those triple stacked Ancients, and although they were mostly killed prior to it, they still got a couple of hero kills in the end with Behemoth and Glacius, of course.
Yeah, that was a great Tempest ultimate. I mean, it's there to be used, and it was perfect timing. The vision there that they have, they actually even have a ward there, I believe. Yeah, Panny does have a ward there. Ward of Revelation is actually right below it, so maybe they have an idea that something's there, but they haven't countered it yet, so maybe they don't see it. The ward below it to the left actually won't see above it, and I doubt that this Ward of Revelation will see uphill like that. So, yeah, kind of funny, little
it's
interesting.
like you should be able to get that, but I guess not. That's where Slither can definitely come into play, you know, with those wards himself. Toxin wards, that is. He can use those, of course, to go on the high ground and maybe see if there's some ward of sights sneaking around, and sure enough there is. But yeah, they are not going to counter ward this, it looks like, at least for now. So unfortunate for them. We do see Silhouette at the top lane. Does she have an illusion out? No, she doesn't. She has a homecoming zone. Okay, she has a portal. She just purchased a portal key right there, and she uses it. So yeah, she's going to be fine. But wow, I was going to say this could get deadly actually, but nope, going to be fine. And sneaks on out of there, and now to the middle lane, and she'll continue to farm there. So Silhouette's farm 380 gold per minute and counting now. We just talked about that Nullstone she had prior to the portal key, so her item's starting to look pretty strong herself. And that's better news, of course, for FiT.
Yeah, definitely. It actually almost feels like Impunity is winning in the experience lead. Because they do have a level 15 Forsaken Archer, level 14 Wretched Hag, but then actually Silhouette just hit level 15, so... but the supports are definitely gaining a little bit more experience here on FiT's side. The Tempest is level 12, the Plague Rider is level 11, whereas... I mean, they do have a level 8 Luna, but you'll have a level 8 and level 9, respectively, Behemoth and Glacius, so...
Oh, Silhouette jumping in right here. Gonna use the illusion to port out, though, as soon as possible. Obviously, use the portal key to jump in there, try to make something happen. But I think it's safe to say from the beginning that was more of a let's just have fun with this, see what I can make happen, but I'm going to probably port out, which she ended up doing. So, Johannes and Fan living life on the edge right there once again, but will survive, and back to farming she goes. In fact, picking on some double-stacked Ancients here to increase. And as you mentioned, she just hit level 15 recently, but on her way to level 60 now. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised maybe after this cleanup here if it gets to that point or very, very close. So, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it does look like the Hellborn team could possibly be in the experience lead, but that's not what the numbers show. 2,700 experience lead for FiT on top of the 4,200 gold lead as well. So nothing major now, 26.5 minutes in, but still a lead nonetheless. And it is showing all across the board. I mean, everyone on the Legion team actually having a fairly good time now. We talked about Tundra maybe struggling a little bit earlier on. He's picked it up quite a bit. 270 gold per minute now. He's got the Portal Key, of course, and now a Beast Heart picked up even since then. Yeah, Plague Rider, Steam Boots, Astrolabe to go with his Mystic Vestments, and Tempest looks like it's working for a Shrunken Head here. So some good items being picked up all around here for FiT. As far as the Hellborn team is concerned, of course, Behemoth Portal Key, that's going to be huge. Still quite a ways off from that, though. They're going to try to get a counter kill, perhaps, here at the bottom lane, maybe bait with Wretched Hag, but Wretched Hag is going to blink away as she sees the Homecoming Stone coming in. Not going to deal with that. So back to more farm we go between these two teams. Playing somewhat of a more passive game here in these last couple of minutes, even.
Yeah, it's kind of a slow-paced game right now. Both teams are just kind of farming it. Now, that's kind of more on the side of FiT, actually, because I feel like Impunity has to play passive against this Tundra Hawk. It's very, very hard to set up any kind of ganks. They've actually tried a number of times, but actually Wretched Hag blinks there and Sonar screams the bird right there to get rid of it. But it's very hard to set up ganks when you have a bird constantly giving you full vision, and you put some great warding on top of that. Panty's done a good job of warding. It's very hard to gank, but yeah, both teams playing very passively. I'm kind of interested that Hag hasn't upgraded her that talisman into a grave locket. Normally you'd see that as a very cheap upgrade, and it does quite a lot for it. Lady Ricardo actually able to get a free tower here on the bottom lane, so no response coming out from FiT, and that's going to close the gold lead just a little bit. Now 3k gold for better looking than you, as well as a 2,800 experience lead.
Yeah, interesting that FiT didn't feel necessary to respond on that. Obviously, we're now 28 minutes in, so maybe just thinking, all right, that first tower, it's done its time. Let's go ahead and just let it fall while we do our own things. But Forsaken Archer, she's looking a lot scarier now. 2,600 gold saved up. With already a Quick Blade purchase since that Nullstone pickup here. So we'll see how she follows that. Portal Key from Tundra didn't port too far, though, and the Behemoth finished on going to completely block. Now he's able to cold shoulder over it, but Behemoth will ulti it with that toxicity and haunt damage on top here, just not going to get away. So a great catch there on a Probust. That Portal Key, very panic mode, you could tell. Really didn't have the greatest distance there for Tundra, so unfortunate for him.
Yeah, that was funny. I actually did not know you could cold shoulder through fissures. I thought it made you go around it, like it forced you around it. But that's you learn something every day, I guess.
Yeah, that did look a little bit funny, but tried to get away. But again, just good job by Impunity really collapsing on top and not letting that happen. Forsaken Archer coming off to the side, trying to get a flank in here, but you see the Legion team quickly to fall back. They're porting out, and a nice denial yet again on the tower. Maybe I'm thinking back to the first game, but a deny right there happening from Impunity at that top tower. So will they make a push out of this, or will they just say screw it, go back to farm? It looks like it is going to be the latter, as Forsaken Archer in the jungle. She has finished that Firebrand and already back to about 1,800 gold saved up once again. Shrunken Head, though, just purchased on Tempest. We've only seen one ultimate from him, I believe, but now with that Shrunken Head purchase, have we seen two?
Yeah, we've seen a couple. We saw the solo hole onto Forsaken Archer, I believe it was.
That's right, yeah.
The bottom lane. I can't remember if it was him or not. But then
the Ancients, yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard when this game is so passive. I mean, there's only been 11 kills on their side so far. But that Shrunken Head pickup is huge for Tempest. There's literally nothing that can cancel it. So if he pops a Shrunken Head, gets a decent ultimate, it doesn't even have to get that many people. But the fact is that you can't do anything about it. In fact, I'm hoping that someone from the Hellborn side picks up a push book, because that's the only thing you can do is push maybe your teammate out of it, because you can't. There's no stopping the Tempest ultimate unless you first initiate on him. That's the only way that Impunity can deal with that.
Yep. So, middle lane, Silhouette actually jumping a level 9 Behemoth right here. Behemoth gets a Fidgeter stun off in time, and it will get away. And that would have been a pretty big kill, not only just to get more farm for Silhouette, but Behemoth is getting closer to that Portal Key now. and that would have only slowed him down some more. So he does have 1,860 gold saved up, so he's going to port back to base, get some regen, and hopefully for his sake, and again, Impunity's sake in general, that he can just come out here, maybe get a couple of creep waves killed, and have that portal key as soon as possible. Blessed Orb just purchased on Forsaken Archer, so can believe that a Geometer's Bane in the works for her. And then you have Silhouette. Mighty Blade has been picked up. So I guess going to be going more the defensive style route, you could even say, with the Nullstone first and into a Shrunken Head next even. So you think a Shrunken Head and Nullstone combo is a good combo here for Silhouette?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's very smart. Actually, I want to mention too, she definitely would have picked up that kill in mid had the tree grapple actually hit the behemoth. It did miss him. So that's unfortunate. A little bit of a misplay there by Yonasan fan. Some counter pushing in both lanes going on. They are going to get the tower top, and they're going to try to defend this tower bottom as well. So they could get the best of both worlds. Tundra actually trying to go here. He does get the cold shoulder as well as the ultimate off, canceling that Nullstone onto Hag, and Hag will fall. Forsaken Archer trying to do a lot of damage in here. Glazy's coming in. The Fisher block coming in on Tundra. He will fall as well. A lot of damage happening, but it's just an illusion onto Yonasan fan. There. So very, very good pickoff. Well played by Tundra. He does get the Nullstone canceled with that cold shoulder and immediately ulted right after it.
Well, you also see the power of the Shiver there. I mean, the Shiver is what gave them the vision in the first place to chase down Wretched Hag, and you talked about that earlier. So, again, just the power of them what helps make a god-tier status hero for Tundra. Guaranteed the kill pretty much as a result of that, and he, just great smart heads up play to use the cold shoulder first, of course, to deactivate the Nullstone. And that was an interesting event there by the Hellborn team. It seemed like they could have came in to turn that around if Forsaken Archer landed a better piercing arrows. He went for the crippling volley, of course, first as you should, but he tried to get both heroes rather than one. And it just didn't work out as far as positioning goes as a result of that. You do see that all the time where you try to get more rather than just the guaranteed, and it ends up resulting in, well, the worst case scenario. So not able to capitalize right there a whole bunch, but they did get the counter kill into Tundra. So at least they make it a 1-for-1 exchange. And again, Forsaken Archer just continuing to go at it. She's definitely got enough for that Geometer's Bane here. She has 1,900 saved up, and in fact, there we go with the pattern purchase. So she's, again, looking pretty strong. We'll see Shrunken Head, and speaking of enough to purchase, Shrunken Head definitely enough to purchase for Silhouette. Will he finish that now? Going into the next Team 5. Portal Key on Plague Rider, by the way. We did see this a couple days ago, I believe it was. Being picked up, I want to say, I forget who it was. But anyways, it was, yeah, Chessie, that's right. Plague Rider Portal Key, so now they can jump in and get a good ultimate off, good placement.
Yeah, oh no, Wretched Hag is very, very aggressive with that blink. Actually, the stun missing very, very miserably, though, by a Silhouette. I feel like that was very easy because the stun we're having. Bat Blast comes out onto two heroes. I think that's just kind of like, get away from me, get away from me. Now she will, Homecoming Stone out. That was very, very easy tree grapple that could have been a hit, but unfortunately missed there by Silhouette, so that's unfortunate.
Not often you see a Bat Blast used defensively, but so as we've definitely given him some slack an earlier Bat Blast, but that was definitely it was a good one really because as you said it was more of a scare factor on top of it does apply the haunt, so it slowed them down quite a bit and prevented them from chasing her down perhaps. But as you said though, Silhouette maybe missing a fairly easy tree grapple there for the guaranteed kill. Not able to come through with it, so Ninja Boogie and Wretched Hag able to survive, who's 8-1-3 now, by the way. His hero kill stats definitely standing out, and he's done very, very well this game here for Impunity.
Yeah, I did want to mention a couple of things. That that one death that he did have, though, where the streak was lost, was picked up by Silhouette, of all people. So Silhouette got a huge boost in gold from that. Also, I'm being spammed that Cold Shoulder does not take off Nullstone. Yes, it does.
Okay, yeah, well, they're thinking about it was changed to physical, or it's changed to magical, but oh, by the way, on that note, though, we got Forsaken Archer in a lot of trouble. He's getting collapsed, and the Portal Key Plague Rider even comes in for assistance. Nice piercing arrows will take out a Luna, actually, and Forsaken Archer doing everything that he can. The Plague Rider gets that kill on a Plague Rider and picks up a double tap of 4. Wow, Lady Ricardo right there. Talk about holding his ground. Now, he purchased a Hungry Spirit as he was pushing that top lane, and that lifesteal, no doubt, played a huge role right there in surviving as long as he did. So although he died, that was well played by Lady Ricardo on Forsaken Archer.
Yeah, I was really happy to see the way that he played that. When you have three heroes like that, you pretty much know you're going to be dead, so be very liberal with your spells. Use them as much as you can because your respawn timer is going to be just as long as your ultimate cooldown.
Yeah. Oh.
Behemoth coming in with a huge ultimate, gets Tempest before he's able to cast anything, and that's the pickoff that they need.
All those silhouettes in the background doing a lot of damage. Now, Behemoth did get the finish off just before, but there you see the shrunken head. So the Poison Burst going to do absolutely nothing against Silhouette right there, despite still they're using it right away. But it looks like that's how the fight is going to end, at least for now. And yeah, they're going to start falling back as Ratchet Ag and Ninja Boogie again doing his thing, kind of still tempting fate a little bit, but he's eventually going to fall back as we see right there. So yeah, that was a huge pick, though. The temp is exactly what they need, as you said. That Portal Key Behemoth making big plays right there. Didn't even use his ultimate either, so despite that death, he'll be able to resurrect now and still have that intimidation factor of having the ultimate. To quickly address the Cold Shoulder, I believe I know why people would be saying that. It's because
they have
of
a
the
shrunken head.
Well, it's the Shrunken Head or the Protective Charm as well from Jeremiah. You know, that's what we talked about. They changed it to magical, so where you cannot deactivate the Nullstone through the Protective Charm now, whereas before you could because it was physical. So that's where I think people may be confused by that. But yeah, just that's obviously, you are right though. It definitely does deactivate a Nullstone. That'd be kind of silly.
Yeah. But yeah, that was definitely a good trade, Behemoth for a Tempest. And Behemoth's going to be, I mean, he's already been a great force in this game. Now he has his Portal Key as well. He's going to do even more damage once he hits level 11. He's very close to that. So hopefully he can get that soon. His ultimate is off cooldown, so they will not be able to use it in this upcoming fight, though. I'll let you take over, Breaky.
Oh, it was on cooldown. Excuse me, I apologize. But yeah, we got that Tempest ultimate coming out. The Blanko on top hit. Forsaken Archer stood absolutely no chance right there. Wretched Ag is able to blink away as well. Slither and Behemoth staying alive, but the Legion team, we talked about that's what the Impunity needed with Behemoth jumping in onto Tempest, but this time Tempest gets the jump, and that's exactly what FiT needs right there. So the 2-for-0 exchange. Tempest going back in. There's Wretched Ag getting locked down, and Wretched Ag blinks away, but it doesn't matter. She gets killed right after, and so Ninja Boogie also gets picked off, and this tower is also going to fall in favor of FiT. So hell of a sequence of events happening right there for Better Looking Than You, and it just all came together. And that just, Forsaken Archer, she got completely locked down in that team fight. Nothing that she could do through all of it. And, without Forsaken Archer doing damage, you can't expect to be too successful in those fights.
Yeah, this team on Legion has 4 Portal Keys. So 4 out of the 5 heroes have Portal Keys. And I actually saw blink, 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 blink to happen right there. And that's really hard to respond to unless you have a Shrunken Head and you're able to just have very, very fast fingers and bam, click your Shrunken Head. But nobody has a Shrunken Head yet on this Hellborn team. They have good items otherwise. Forsaken Archer actually has a very, very good farm, although it's died down a little bit after these last few engagements. But they're really going to need a Shrunken Head now. Now is the time when I hope they're saving up that gold, pulling up that gold for a very, very fast Shrunken Head, because that's really the only way that they can come back in these team fights now. There's just too much damage and CC coming out from the Legion side now for them to deal with.
Yeah, and on top of that, Plague Runner, Tundra, and Aluna all have Mystic Investments, and, you got a hero like Slither and, Behemoth, really, and even Glacius, and, of course, Wretched Hag. So a lot of mitigation happening there as a result of that smart 400 gold investment coming out from those 3 heroes at least as well. So, but yeah, the 4 Portal Keys, it's funny. It's obviously they've had that for a while now, but you don't really notice it until you point it out. So that is definitely very difficult to react to. And, I mean, is it a hindsight thing? Can you say that maybe Forsaken Archer should have gone for a Shrunken Head? Or it sounded like you're fine with their build, though.
Well, I think about it again, and I actually don't even think that Shrunken Head is that necessary. I just think the blinks are really hard to deal with, and you're going to have to find some way to deal with them.
Counter initiation, really.
Yeah, exactly. And
best bet.
Slither is really good in that regard. If he stays up in front, just throws up a bunch of wards and kind of sits there and lets him be the guinea pig. So yeah, I kind of go back on myself, and I will say that Shrunken Head is probably not the best pickup here, because while they do have a Plague Ultimate, that's really the only reason to get one. I mean, Tundra can still ult you through it.
Tempest.
Tempest can still ult you through it. Silhouette's all physical damage. Aluna, she does do magic damage, but it's not really that impactful at this stage of the game. Yeah, I kind of go back on what I said. Shrunken Head might not be the strongest pickup, but it's never bad. It's never like a bad pickup. Still going to mitigate a lot of damage from Plague, who is, by the way, level 16. Yeah. So the ultimate is doing a lot of damage now.
On that note, again, as I've said before, there's some heroes that it's just really a barrier idol. It should just be purchased against. And Plague Rider is definitely one of them, and sure enough, we see Slither finishing a barrier idol here. So that will prove to be very effective, as long as he uses it, of course, in these team fights as well. So that's going to be good for them. But yeah, as I was saying, I think counter initiation, that's going to be the key here for the Hellborn team, and it starts with Behemoth, really. You made a point, that was my bad. I actually thought it was off cooldown, because I didn't think he had used it on the previous fight, but my my cooldown timers were actually deactivated, so I had to turn them back on. But so it was on cooldown, as you put it, and that was big. He wasn't able to jump in and try to counter right there, but now he does have the level 2 ultimate as he hits level 11 there, so he will be able to kind of jump in onto FiT if they use the portal keys first, trying to maybe collapse on a Forsaken Archer like they did last time. So we do have a vote to pause here coming up from Panny for FiT, so going to be apparently at least a minute or so as both teams going to kind of recuperate here and take a little bit of a water break, apparently. Obviously a stressful game that we can have here.
Yeah.
Heroes of New Earth, and got to keep hydrated. That's always a good thing. Stress that.
You know, I'm looking at Plague's ultimate, like the details of it, and God, do you know that at level 3, and the cooldown goes down drastically. It's a 60-second cooldown from 145 seconds at level 1. But the level 3 ultimate does like 3,300 damage, like 3,300 damage, if like altogether. It does bounces 7 times, with 460 magical damage. I mean, that is so much.
Of course,
damage.
that's pre-mitigation, but still,
right?
That's,
of course,
that's ridiculous. Yeah, that when you think about it, you add up the numbers. Yeah, it is. You know what he really needs, though, is a Staff of the Master.
I know it.
Then he'll even do more. So.
I know. And then a refresher.
Why the hell not? He's got enough farm, right? What is he at? 225 gold per minute.
And then spell shards. Duh.
Just completely change up his item build. Sell everything and start from scratch. Let's go, Plague Rider. No, obviously that'd be stupid. But yeah, you're right. It is kind of funny looking at that and just seeing how much damage it actually does. So. All right, we have both teams apparently are good to go. So just a matter of clicking that resume button as Penny does, and we're going to go back into the game now between FiT and Impunity here. Of course, this is a Group B matchup. A quick recap. Brick CBK joined by Tralfador here as a co-caster. We are here on Honcast.com. This is the DreamHoN Summer Championships. Best out of 3 series here from the group stages, again, Group B. We have both teams 2-0 record coming into this match. Right now it is a 1-0 lead in favor of FiT here on the Legion team here in game number 2. So Impunity playing for the lives here as far as the series go. FiT is trying to sweep the series, but Impunity definitely giving it their all and holding strong to say the least. But for FiT, you know, they've constantly, throughout this whole game pretty much, they have had both the golden experience lead. And Silhouette, again, Johannesson fan, has definitely continued to be very good. We see right there initiation from Tundra. He tried to jump in. He deactivated the Null Stone right there, but he wasn't able to get up the heaven. Look at Silhouette jumping in the midst of it all. In comes Tempest to help finish off Glacius right there. No Tempest ultimate used just yet. Forsaken Archer pushing up. She will get stunned, but she's going to start coming up now as well once again. No buybacks have been used, so Glacius the only one dead after it's all said and done in the Legion team. It's going to start falling back. So interesting stuff happening right there. I mean, Shrunken Head used on Silhouette. So if they go in another initiation, she will not have that to use. But look at this. Silhouette don't give 2 shits. Okay, never mind. She ports out with the illusion. I always hate when Silhouettes do that. It's like,
yeah.
What are you doing?
Especially
that's
when you're
right.
on a team and you're like, oh my god, don't.
Yeah. Okay, I guess she's fine. But, well, again, they tried right there for the quick portal key initiation, but this time it looked like the Hellborn team was a little bit more ready for it, and Forsaken Archer was able to live.
Yeah, I mean, Jonas and Fawn, I've actually finally got it, thanks to all the great viewers out there telling me how to pronounce it. But he's farming really well. I mean, he's saving up 6,200 gold now. But I would really like to see him work on these tree grapple plus blink combinations. I don't think I've really seen him hit one yet. I mean, maybe I have, but it seems like he's been missing that. Actually, Savage and Mace now picked up on him. So, as far as his farm goes and just his ability to team fight, he's doing a great job, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. But
yeah.
Hoping to see some tree grapple blink combinations. That it is a very, very strong combination once it hits accurately.
You know, that's why you get the portal key too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a big part of it at least, is so you can land those tree grapples effectively. So if you spend 2150 on a goal for no stats other than the blink ability, and you're not even really using it correctly and not really coming through with it, and again, it's nothing against him as a player. It's just, I mean, you're right. It's definitely, we pointed out several times, he has missed some what seems like should be some certain lands. It's unfortunate. So, but with that Savage Mace purchase, yeah, he's hitting like a truck now.
It's very, very easy to do it, actually. When you can tree grapple first, and then you blink to them. If you put your hero directly on the hero, it pretty much hits them every single time.
Oh, you see right there, he actually just went behind Slither. So not able to hit, but really he got the relentless salvo auto attacks. No kill, but at least a little bit of harassment there. But again, he ports out quickly with the illusion. And back to farming he is in the Hellborn jungle as the creeps spawn again right there. So this definitely has proved to be more of a passive game once again, as this game has advanced on at least. Started off pretty crazy, but it is a little bit more passive. By the way, Jonas some fan. I think I keep saying Johannes fan. Johannes
Someone told me it was like Jonas, as in the Jonas Brothers, and then
okay,
some fun.
Sense, yeah.
Jonas some
I
fun.
like Johannes fan better. I think that rings better. So I'm just going to keep calling him that. No, I probably should. Jonas fan. Jonas fan. Okay,
Yeah.
let's try to stick with that then. Bottom lane, look what's going on at bottom. Wretched Hag, a massive push down here with the creep wave, as well as herself. But in the meantime, the Legion team going to at least attempt Kongor. It's getting a little bit interesting. Wretched Hag, now you see Tundra with a haste actually running down here. So, oh, Portal Key comes in. Wretched Hag going to port out, though. There's that Hawk that you're talking about, but it's not going to spot her in time. And she'll be fine. So that worked out pretty good for him because they did stall FiT from doing Kongor as a result.
Yeah, definitely. If they're able to somehow catch FiT doing Kongor and then get a very, very good team fight off of that, I mean, that's when teams often will throw games, is because they try to press Kongor just a little bit too early or maybe just the wrong time, and if they get caught out while they're trying, I mean, they have two motives. They're trying to, like, kill the enemy team, but also make sure that they get the token and the Kongor kill. So this is the time that they could actually take it, but they're doing Kongor very, very fast with that Savage Mace pickup, as well as the Relentless Salvo procs to give us a little bit of extra attack speed. And no, they're definitely going to get this Kongor kill. So that's puts FiT in a very, very good position right now.
Yeah, Hellborn team just not nearly quick enough. Token of Life, of course, picked up on Silhouette. You see that Shiver in the front line spotting the Hellborn team a little bit, but no jumps happening. So Impunity, just like the first game, will now have to deal with that big Token of Life kill. Or Conrica, I should say, picking up the Token of Life, as again on Silhouette. So that's not good news here for Impunity, as there hasn't. I mean, they've had their good news, but it definitely seems like it's slowly getting worse and worse here. But it's been a while since we've had a team fight, and that's going back to that for Impunity. That's what really helps their chances here. It's all about that, what I think to be, again, it's going to be that counter initiation. I think it's safe to say FiT will have the better chance of getting in there first because of all those portal keys and because of just how their team is built. But if Behemoth can sit in the background, wait for that chance, wait for the timing on his part, and then they get all their abilities, the Hag, the Slither, the Forsaken Archer, then they can definitely turn things around. So Forsaken Archer, by the way, she did buy a Slayer, and she actually has another 2,800 gold saved up here. So she's actually very close to finishing a Savage Mace, but we are getting to a point as well where you do have to start keeping in mind buybacks. Everyone still has 2 buybacks, so none have been used yet, but it's that's where things get a little bit difficult. So we'll see if she purchases that Savage Mace right away, or if she tries to even pull up more, saving up for the eventual. But we do see initiation right here. For second, Archer gets jumped. There's a great fissure block, though. Now Silhouette will keep this going. Oh, she needs to be a little bit careful. She's going to activate the Striking Head. Actually, she is still diving in, about half-life right now. She is completely in the front lines. Where's Behemoth throughout all this, by the way? Behemoth is all the way back here, okay, with the team. So again, Impunity, they're playing it very safe and actually pretty smart. I mean, a lot of teams may panic right there and look to go back in, but they recovered, they kept Forsaken alive, and they fall back.
That was a fantastic Behemoth Fisher, by the way. That was a sure kill on the Forsaken Archer, had he not placed that as perfectly as he did. So great job by him. Another Shrunken Head tick off on Jonas and Fun, as it's now down to 7 seconds. So I guess it's not that bad. But, I mean, he's farming so well, and Refresher Orb now picked up onto Tempest there. So if he gets a good hole, that's going to be so deadly. Now, you mentioned about how they still have not really team fought, and they're a very strong team fight team on the Hellborn team, but that just proves how strong Tundra is, because I don't even think they're going to have a chance to team fight. It's so easy to pick off heroes with a Thunderhawk and 4 blinks on your team. So if it does actually get to a straight up 5v5 team fight without anyone getting gibbed at the beginning of it, then yes, I think Impunity still has a good chance in here. But Tundra playing the way that he is with the bound, now they have a bound die as well as on Plague, so the vision's going to be lacking here, as well as the Thunderhawk up. It's going to be hard.
Double damage rune on Silhouette. She has the Token of Life. She's level 23, so this is a dangerous foe here that Impunity has to deal with. Of course, all 5 are here for Impunity, just like for FiT. Two things there real quickly, two big notes about the Restoration Stone. One, as you stressed last time, remember you can use it while you're channeling. So you can use it in mid-ultimate to get the second ultimate off right away. And two is it restores items as well. So if you use the Shrunken Head initially, you can use that again right after as soon as that timing is done. You see Glacius dropping quickly, and Glacius will fall as Silhouette just jumps in. There's Behemoth misses everyone! That's exactly what you don't need. Giannisson fan in the midst of it all. Tempest ultimate going off, canceled immediately after though. Tempest does have the Restoration Stone. Remember, he used another ultimate, he dies shortly after, and Silhouette completely overextended, and Silhouette actually in a lot of trouble here, maybe throwing to an extent. Silhouette's going to end up falling as she pushed way too far up. Plague Rider and Tundra in the background. They are now just trying to run away. The only buyback was by Ninja Boogie on Tundra. Gets the Bat Blast barely on a Tundra. Oh, but that Plague Ooze going to do so much damage. Nice spread at the last second, and Tundra should very likely fall right here, as yes, there we go. Plague Rider's able to pour it out. Oh, man. FiT, what was Silhouette doing? Silhouette and Tempest, they were going on a two-man mission apparently. Despite a completely whiffed Behemoth ultimate, they still managed to win that fight.
What the hell happened? I mean, Behemoth went in and ultied absolutely nothing. Glacius died before anything happened, and they still won. And even a Shrunken Head, well, Shrunken Head wasn't used, but the Tempest ultimate as well as the Restoration Stone was both popped. What happened, Breaky?
They were tunnel vision big time. They wanted that Forsaken Archer, especially Silhouette and Tempest. They did everything in their power to get it. And the rest of the team was like, what are you guys doing? I mean, we'll take this kill, sure. Yeah, that complete tunnel vision there by FiT. It showed, and they're gonna big counter push now. Now Probus can buy back on Tundra as well as Silhouette, of course. Well, there goes the buyback on Tundra. His Silhouette is not buying back though. They're gonna lose a Rax because of this. Oh man, big fault, bad decisions being made here by FiT in the matter of a minute or so, and that just shows you how quickly games can change.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have 20 seconds left on your timer, 15. If you need to use it, if you're going to defend those, or if you're going to lose your racks. Horrible decision making coming out there. I don't understand the logic behind saving a buyback, especially when you have 2 left. I don't understand that. That was a beginning of a huge throw right now. They're still up in gold, a little bit in gold, quite a good experience lead, but man, that is how games are lost when they should have been won.
Now Wretched Hag, a little bit scary up here with some possible jumps. Nope, she's just going to blink away in time before the Legion team chases up to her. But it's lost for words, really. I mean, the game could have very easily been over right there in favor of FiT if they just played patience, really. But again, I think it's a perfect case right there as we talk about time from time, tunnel vision happening. They wanted to kill Forsaken Archers so badly. I mean, you talked about how Glacius got picked off so quickly in that fight. That in I think it was like 4 or 5 auto attacks from Silhouette initially. So it was a 5 versus 4 right off the bat. Whiffed Behemoth ultimate, and yeah, they still managed to somehow not come out on top. So Impunity, they definitely have a lead now. They got the middle completely cleared out. Both experience. Oh no, excuse me. Actually, the stats are actually still in lead of FiT, but I'm actually feeling a lot better for Impunity now, especially after the way that last fight went. But so still plenty of buybacks for both teams. As of course Tundra and Wetjack don't use it. Speaking of Tundra, he dives in, but again he's completely overextended. Where's the follow-up? Poison Burst in the background. Tempest running up, does have an ultimate, but Tundra's going to be picked up. There's the Tempest ultimate, but the Savage Mace most likely going to cancel. Doesn't even matter. Just burns right through him. Silhouette against Forsaken Archer, and Forsaken Archer going to... Oh, Behemoth! The ulti's the illusion. So again, not the greatest. A good fissure stun happening right there, though, and they're going to try to chase the Silhouette. He does have a portal key soon, but Silhouette portal key as well. She should be fine. So Behemoth... Oh man, I guess they don't need Behemoth's ultimates like I expected, because he's whiffed now 2 in a row, and they've somehow won both fights.
Yeah, I don't know. That was really funny. Maybe he's just not finding the right opening. I mean, that was a horrible initiation by Tundra, by the way. I don't know what he was thinking. He went in there, tried to get something done, but he took too long. He just needed to back out. It just was a fail. Just need to accept the fact that sometimes you can't get the good initiation that you want to. And that was also unfortunate and not the greatest Tempest ultimate too. He also waited too long to get it, and he ended up just making the decision. Okay, I'm going to hold, but he only got 1 in it, and it was Hag. And I believe, like you said, the Forsaken Archer Savage Mace proc went on him right away.
I don't think it did actually. He got the full channel off, but he died in 4 hits. So it was like, I got a full channel, but I'm dead.
Well, yeah, exactly. A lot of damage coming out onto this top tower. A lot of gold pulled up also on Silhouette, and I don't understand. I feel like he should buy something. I know he's saving up for an item as well as a buyback, but let's face it, he didn't buy back when he should have last time anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what he's pulling up for. Maybe a Geometer's Bane. Probably the smartest thing is to get a Geometer's Bane. But yeah, I don't know. And actually, the gold lead is even in favor now for Impunity, and the experience gap is very, very narrow. It's only 1,600, 1,500, 1,400.
I mean, we have a level 25 Silhouette over here, so obviously she's max level as well, but man, this game has just taken a complete 180-degree turn here.
Yep.
It just looked like FiT had the game. I mean, this is definitely on the level of MUFC TT Esports. MUFC was so strong for most of that game. And then at the very end, they just, some poor decisions being made. And this is definitely the case here for FiT. So, again, it's definitely not over, but FiT has made this a lot more difficult on themselves, if anything, as far as this game progresses here. So for Impunity, their lives still definitely much so in it. And obviously they're playing for the series lives here. If they win this, we are going to a third and final game. However, if FiT pulls through, then of course, they will take the series 2-0 and tie Complexity in first place here in Group B. So, again, a big matchup. Knew that going into it. We were really intrigued to see Impunity, especially since they are a Southeast Asian team that we just really never get to see, don't know too much about. And impressed by their play, as you would expect, So, it's been fun watching them so far. And, maybe the spectator in me, the caster in me is like, let's go ahead and see Game 3. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. As Forsaken Archer also hits level 25, and you talk about gold. This is ridiculous. 8100. This is Angry Testy style now. This is
I don't understand. He could. I think he could pretty much buy any item in the game he wants and still have a buyback. Maybe not a Frostwolf Skull, as that's pretty damn expensive. But like Geometer's Bane, 5100, he'd still have a buyout. So let's see. Charge Hammer still have a buyout. Wing Bow, he'd still have a buyout. Actually, it might be close with that one. But you get the idea. He can pretty much buy an item right now and still have buyout. I don't understand why he's not. Like, there's no point in not pulling up that much gold. Forsaken Archer, he's still got 6k, so there's a point for him. He's also sitting in his base, so there's much more reason to say
They're
buyout.
jumping right here. Aluna in the background gets Hellfire. Tempest jumping at Shuriken activate. He gets the ultimate off, but again, he's already below half life now. It is enough lockdown to take out Wretched Egg. They also get Glacius. Slither jumps in, but there's a double ultimate. The Plague on top of that. Slither will fall. Forsaken Archer's just sitting back at the base. Behemoth used his ultimate already as well. Not even sure what he used it on. Silhouette is dropping. Nice fissure stun, and Silhouette will fall. Great fissure stun right there from Behemoth. So he's had the ugliest of ultimates, but the most beautiful of fissures. Now Silhouette, she bought back and immediately ported to her illusion. So that's the power of Silhouette right there. And oh, by the way, she still has 68 freaking 100 gold saved up. Can't stress that enough. But anyway, so what a fight though for FiT. That was interesting because Forsaken Archer, I wasn't necessarily paying full attention to that. What took her so long to get there? I guess she was maybe just somewhere else. And
I mean, she didn't play that badly. The initiation was very good from the Hellborn team, or sorry, the Legion team. And there was really no business in her for kind of like sneaking into that team fight. It was just a little too awkward. But Behemoth, something hit him, or I don't know what it was, but he ulted nothing on the ground.
No, Impunity, no, what are you doing? Forsaken Archer charging in. He does have a symbol of rage, though, and he's going to activate that baby. A look at Silhouette. Silhouette will fall once again. That's the power of symbol of rage once again. She does, of course, have another buyback. Oh, the Bat Blast hits the shrunken head Tempest. So, of course, Tempest is going to be fine, and he's actually going to pour it out in time. So, what looked like a big pick for FiT right there, not symbol of rage, baby. They activate that bad boy. And all of a sudden, Forsaken Archer completely turns around that one for one exchange. So, again, Silhouette can buy back. She isn't buying back yet, though.
This game is making my head hurt. I mean, okay, if Silhouette had an item, he still has buyback.
Yeah.
And we saw him actually buy back and port the illusion, so clearly he had enough gold. I don't know. I mean, Forsaken Archer's bought an item.
There we go.
And
He
they're
bought
winning
back.
team fights.
So
Okay,
now he's
second
out of buyback. Now he has to buy items, okay? Now he doesn't have a choice.
I really don't understand. I mean, they could have. Those are items that are directly going to help you. I mean, and these are not like small items we're talking. This isn't like let's wait till we get our push book or let's wait till we get a barrier idol. Then we can. No, this is like top tier items like Wing Bow or maybe even a Doombringer or something. It's just another Savage Mace. Just buy something.
Buy something for Christ's sake.
Yes, yeah, like you said, he's forced to now.
Well, you got to think, if he had an item here against this Forsaken Archer, not only would his initial damage after the jump in more, he could have maybe stood his ground a lot better against Forsaken Archer when he activated that symbol of rage. But, it's like I say, he has to buy something now. 4,700 gold saved up. He doesn't have any buyback, so absolutely no choice here. He does have a double damage rune here. So once again, it seems like FiT may, may try to take advantage and catch Impunity off guard. But, of course, Kongor is up. I believe he's only been killed once so far this game. So there still would not be bananas to see Behemoth come in throwing out a fissure stun. And actually the Legion team quickly jets on out of there. Now, they constantly have to do this, and obviously this is what Rax being down do. The middle lane completely cleared out. They're constantly having to come back and support it. As you see, Tundra ports into her Hawk up here with the post haste. He's going to come in. The Avalanche going to be used on Forsaken Archer, and Forsaken Archer actually locked down. The fissure stun blocked out the Legion team. Tempest runs in. There's the ultimate. The lockdown Forsaken Archer by himself. In comes a play. Good bounce up between Kongor and Forsaken Archer. In comes Tundra and Forsaken Archer. Symbol range. Behemoth jumps in, and the symbol range keeping it alive. Finally will fall, but Silhouette going to go down. The rest of the team still well alive. Hat trick for Ninja Boogie. So they got the Forsaken Archer kill, but everyone else doing work. A near genocide right there. Or I guess, was it a genocide? Tempest, I think he bought back. So, wow. Man. They're going to go try to finish this now.
Still 4,600 gold saved up on Silhouette. I don't know. You could even buy a follow-up item. Like, if you're going to go for that wing bow, buy the, what's it called? The dancing blade or something. Oh, I don't know. That was very, very ridiculous fight right there. GG well played coming out, and oh my god, we're going to a third game.
Wow. Man, did not see that one coming. Impunity comes back strong here in game number 2. And you said it perfectly. We are going to a third game as a result of that. You got to, you can definitely tell yourself, Trev, that was a frustrating game to watch at times because FiT, man, some decision-making on their part, whether it was overextending, getting tunnel visioned, or just not buying back. Man, they weren't making the greatest ones, at least from our perspective. So, Impunity wins a win, though, as I always like to say. Obviously they're happy that at least they won the game, and we are going to a third one as a result of that. But you can definitely safely argue that FiT, they allowed Impunity to win that to a certain extent. So.
Yeah, it's easy when you're watching, too. It's easy to look at the things that go wrong because those are the easiest things to talk about. But we don't talk about all the time the great things that are happening. I mean, Ninja Boogie missed quite a lot of Bat Blast there, but when you look at the bigger picture, he played an overall great game. Good solid item pickups, good positioning. Same thing goes with Forsaken Archer. But actually, very, very well played by Lady Ricardo this entire game. I really give the MVP to her. I mean, it's very easy to give. Also, Miss Error in the early beginning. In the early game, Glacius did a lot of great roaming that game, and that really attributes to the success that Impunity had. Even though they were kind of struggling in the early game, I think they would have been a lot worse had Miss Air not played as well as he did. And then Behemoth,
he was a mix. His ultimates were horrible. I mean, I think even he would admit that they were just god awful. But his fissure stuns, he had some beautiful fissure stuns that game. So yeah, he had a mix of a game.
His ultimates were just, I mean, they were not there at all. He would ult anything from the ground to the ground, and even the ground.
It's more of an intimidation factor than anything actually doing damage. But
the Fisher blocks were great. They really were. It's almost like they were more important than the ultimate.
Yeah.
And it's from the Silhouette, from the Legion side, some really unfortunate decision making. I don't understand pooling that much gold, especially when you have it was close to 9k gold. We saw him buy back, still have up close to 7k gold. You can buy any item in the game with that gold, and still have the buyback. So I just don't understand it. Like you said, when he was going toe to toe there with Forsaken Archer, now the pickup of the symbol of rage was amazing, great pickup. Yeah. It definitely played a role in the success of Impunity winning that game. But he could have stood toe to toe there with FA, like you said, and. That really is a direct impact into why they lost the game.
Yeah. Well, again, good news, guys. We are going to a third and final game here. Impunity taking on FiT. Both teams 2-0 record coming into this. Who will stay undefeated? Who will fall to 2-1? Stay tuned, guys. Game 3 coming up next.